Hey guys, well, I'm on another little mini road trip, just myself. This time I'm heading up to my parents' house up at Morning Canyon. And so I'm going to be sleeping in the RV because it's going to be a full house, and my sister's going to be up there with her partner. And so, yeah, I'm taking the RV. It's a short drive up there, maybe 3 hours, 2.5 hours, or 3 hours. Hopefully we won't hit a lot of traffic as we, exit the Bay Area. Sometimes Highway 80 can be really, everyone's trying to get up to Lake Tahoe, so Highway 80 can be pretty crowded. But I'm hoping that we have a straight shot through. The navigator says that we're about 2 hours and 10 minutes away. We're just heading out of Walnut Creek right now on 680. We're heading toward Highway 80. But it should be a fun weekend, and I'll check in with you guys once we get there. And at my parents' house, it's pretty cool. They built an RV parking pad there, so it's just like a little campsite. So it's actually a concrete parking pad. They have 30 amp hookup. They have water hookup, and it's like in the middle of nature. So it feels like you're kind of at your own private campground. So I'll show it to you once we get there. So how does this new 2022 Promaster compare to the Sprinter in terms of driving? I have to say it's greatly improved over the 2021 Promaster. It has electric steering, the new 9-speed transmission, and then all the safety features. Combined, they just all help reduce the stress of driving. So, I just came back from a 15-hour straight trip from Sedona back to San Francisco, and it was great. It was on par with as I drove my Sprinter. Now, I don't have the new Sprinter. I had the older Sprinter before the changeover to the new Sprinter, so I don't know. I've never driven the new Sprinter. But as far as the old Sprinter, this is comparable to that in terms of ride comfort. The new 9-speed transmission made it great over all the passes, no problems. The old one kind of hut and peck a little bit, downshift really hard. And the steering, the electric steering on the new 2022 Promaster is a real dream. It really reduces a lot of fatigue. And then having, again, those safety features, so I just don't have to worry. I have blinds. I have all the same ones as on the Mercedes, and they're all active. So they will intervene if it thinks that I'm going to, hit a car next to me. It'll jerk me back. If it thinks I'm going to hit the car in front of me, it'll apply the brakes. Those types of things. So I'm really happy with this Promaster. I think they've come a long way. It's a major upgrade to the 2021 Promaster, and I think it's comparable to the Sprinter. Well, I made it safely to Morning Canyon. The family's all here, and we've got the fire in the fireplace going. Not a beautiful fire. All right, we're having dinner now, so I'll talk to you guys later. Well, good morning, folks. Remember the RV parking pad that I told you about that they have, and I was all excited about using? I can't use it because there's a broken down tractor that's stuck in it, and so they can't move it right now. I guess the bucket is stuck down in the down position, and they can't move it. So anyway, I'm still in a great spot. I'm still on a parking pad. It's not the RV parking pad. I'm still on a parking pad, a concrete parking pad that has power. It doesn't have 30 amps of power. It just has a regular outlet power, and I'm plugged into that. But it's great. Let me show you my view. You're gonna love this. Take a look at this. So this is the view from. We're gonna go back to the back here. This is the view from my bedroom. You'll see why they call it Morning Canyon. Look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So, and there's a river down below, and so you don't hear it, but there's a rushing river sound that you can hear. So I found out something last night about the Truma Combi system that I didn't know. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with the Truma Combi system, it's a combination water heater and coach heater. So there's a small tank. The unit's not very big, but there's a small tank that fills with water. And so when the coach is, Truma Combi is heating the coach, it's blowing the hot air around that tank, and it's also heating the water at the same time. So you don't have to separately heat the water and heat the coach. It uses the heat from heating the coach to heat the water tank. But I always knew that the Truma Combi system could run off of propane or electricity or any combination thereof. So you could run it on a mix of propane and electricity. And if you run it off electricity, there's 2 levels of electricity on it, low and high. I always thought that if you want to run completely propaneless and just off electricity, that you needed to be plugged into 30 amp shore power. That, I don't know why, that's just what I thought, because I thought, oh, there's 2 levels. Well, it turns out that you don't need to be. That's what I learned last night. You can be plugged into a regular household outlet like I am, and it'll run the heater and the hot water heater off level 2, the highest level, off a standard outlet. So that's a bonus, and that will oftentimes it will save you propane. So like last night, it was 41 degrees outside, but we were toasty warm inside of here, and it was all electrical heating, and quiet. Like the heater's on right now, and it's blowing through the ducts, but you can't hear it. It's super efficient and super quiet. So I'm very happy with the Truma Combi system. I think it's a great system for RVs. And I'm curious if you had a big enough lithium battery pack. I don't, even though I have 400 amp hours, but let's say you had maybe double that. If you could just run the heater off of electricity, and then the next day, you know, recharge it solar and start your engine and drive around and recharge your battery pack, because that would be really cool. Anyway, I want to share that with you now. It's time to get my day started. Just a very casual day here at the family. Gonna hang out, spend time together, have some lox and bagels this morning, and relax. I'm probably gonna do a little video editing, so I'll probably come back here just because it's quiet and it's a nice setup for me to edit my videos. So we'll see you a little bit later today. I'm gonna open the windows and kind of get the van opened up. Oh gosh, it's a beautiful morning. I think I'm going to make a pot of tea too. So that would be nice to do this morning. So guys, this is going to be the real test, because like I said, I'm only plugged into just a little single like house outlet outside, and I've got the heater running on level 2, and now I'm going to run the water boiler, see if I can do that at the same time. Fingers crossed. That's nice. This is the Panoramic mug. It's insulated, that Panoramic gave me when you buy the RV. I love this little thing. It fits in the cup holder up front, and it's insulated. It keeps a long time. It'll keep cold drinks cold or hot drinks hot. I use it all the time. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, it's on. Now I'm curious. I also have the inverter on right now. So I have shore power and the inverter. I'm going to check. Okay, so the inverter says we're drawing 0 amps from the battery, so we're completely off shore power right now. So it's got the heater going and this thing going off a single outlet. All right, I'm happy. Oh, guys, let me show you something, a little hack that I'm doing. So when I'm going down the road, down here, these dishes and mugs used to rattle, so I had some extra rolls of toilet paper and I just stuck them in here, and presto, all the rattling from the cups, the mugs, which are ceramic, so they're not plastic, so they do chink chink, you know. But when I stick these rolls of toilet paper down here, which I had, it stops the little rattling. And this, you can see, I mean, I just don't pack my drawers really full, so there's a lot of space for this potentially to slide around and rattle, but that's fixed the problem, so I am happy about that. This one up here, look, there's just nothing in this one. Just this roll of paper towels just kind of holds this stuff over here. And then this one down here. I never really hear any rattles from this one. Maybe I do, but I don't notice this one. This is just my one pot and my one pan and a couple baking dishes. Oh, these are the most comfy socks, you guys. So when I went out and I bought a whole kind of change of clothes for the RV, and these were one of my purchases. Uniqlo, you get 3 pairs for like $9, and these are those really thick like ones, and they're comfy and they're perfect for the RV. So, oh, get these for your house. These are so nice. They're from Uniqlo. Like I said, 3 for like $10, 3 pairs for $10. Perfect. There's our little view. I'm just doing myself some peppermint herbal tea this morning. I don't want any caffeine yet, and I don't want to put anything in it. But it's a nice warm drink to get my day started. Oh. That's nice. I slept really well in the bed last night. The bamboo mattress is super comfortable. I bought a fitted sheet at Target. I had a flat sheet as the bottom sheet, but I bought, and I'll put a link in the description below, because sometimes it's hard to find, even though it's a queen size bed in the back, and it will fit queen sheets, which is another plus. When you look at an RV, try to get a bed that is a standard size bed, whether or not it's queen or full or 2 twin beds or whatever. It's going to make your life a lot easier when you need to find bedding and things like that. So initially I had bought a set of twin XL. I don't know what I was thinking. Twin XL sheets. They didn't fit. So I went back and I bought just a single fitted queen sheet. Now what's cool about this fitted sheet is it's designed for between a 9-inch and an 18-inch thick mattress. And so what that means is it's got a double band of elastic, one at the 9-inch mark and then one at the 18-inch mark. And so my mattress is not even close to 9 inches. It's maybe half that, the bamboo mattress that comes with the Panoramic. And so if you just get a standard fitted sheet, which, you know, might be 12 inches or whatever, something like that, deep, it doesn't, the elastic doesn't grab well enough around the mattress. But with the double layer, what I found is the 9-inch kind of grabs. There's still some loose space, but then the elastic around the bottom at the 18-inch depth really helps pull it in, and so it keeps that sheet nice and snug on the mattress. So just a little tip. All right, well, I'm gonna enjoy the sunrise behind you and have my first cup of tea, and I'll see you later on. So this is the reason why I like to come up here, guys. This is my parents' property. This is Morning Canyon. That's the dam over there and waterfall. So this is all water runoff from the Sierra Mountains. No snow here, but higher elevations here, maybe another 1,000 feet up, they got plenty of snow. But here, 60 degrees out. It's beautiful, guys. There's Kit and Genji. Hi, guys. My dad's up at the barn up there. I think he's looking for, I'm not quite sure what he's looking for. This is where I parked the RV. So this is not the RV parking pad down here. This is the regular parking pad, but it's level enough. And yeah, so this is at night. I come back down here to my little RV, and we've got just regular shore power hooked up here. We're keeping the hoods up on the cars for rats. Those of you that have rat problems, we have them here, and then up at where my house is also, because we're in the country, we have rodent issues getting in the engine compartment. I have found just leaving the hood up is the best deterrent. They seem to not want to go in there when the hood's up. Anyways, look, I'm just powered in at just regular outlet, and it's powering so far. The heater, the water heater, all like TVs in there, everything, all my electrical needs are coming in off just regular outlet shore power, so not 30 amp or anything. It's a nice little spot, right? You know, it's level and it's beautiful. That's the bedroom there, so I've got a nice view out here. It's a beautiful day. Here's Kitsy. There she is. This was the barn slash garage that my parents had built, and the parking pad for the RV. I'll show it to you. It's normally right here where the trailer is, or the tractor is. So here you can, it's a nice flat pad. They had like a 38 foot RV, and they had this built for it. They don't have it anymore, but normally when I come up here, it's like a little private campground. But they're having problems with their tractor. They can't lift the bucket, and so they got to get someone out here to repair it. This is all lumber and wood that's come off the land. That's their wood shed here. And normally all this wood wouldn't be here, but you see you got electrical, just like a campground. You got 30 amp electrical and water hookup here. There is no sewer yet. Be nice to put a sewer in, but they don't have sewer hookup. That's okay. But it's a private setting. It's really pretty. Well, good morning, folks. That's my last day here at Morning Canyon, driveway camping at my parents' house. It's been really lovely. I tell you, it's really convenient being able to just have my van here and come out here to the van, you know, sleep at night, or if I need to do a little bit of work, I can sit up right here on the table and do the work. It's been really lovely. So today I think I was going to stay one extra day up here, but there's a big storm coming. A Pineapple Express is going to hit California and drench us with water and wind and all of that. So I think I'm going to leave early. I'm going to leave today before the Pineapple Express hits. I just don't want to be driving all the way back from the Sierra foothills all the way back to the Bay Area in that. I mean, it could be fun, but there's other reasons I need to be getting home. I run an Airbnb, and I have a guest checking in today, so I think I might want to be there for that. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to park this baby at the house. There's parking in front of my house. I think I've shown it to you guys, but because I have Airbnb guests and they also park in front of the house, sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to get the van and everyone situated out in front of the house. But I also have a neighbor who is offered to rent space out at his house because he has a big driveway, and I might take him up on that. I'll show you that as well, so you guys can take a look and let me know what you think. But the disadvantage of that is, while he is a neighbor, he's not quite close enough that I can drive to him, that I have to drive to him. I can't walk to him. And I don't know, I just kind of want the van close by, especially since I'm doing more YouTube videos now. So we'll see. Also, there's a rat problem. There's always a rat problem and rodent problem when you live out in the woods. And so I don't really have it for some reason, knock on wood, in front of my house. I think maybe it's because it's off the road, and also there are blackberry bushes there, which are really thorny. And so maybe the rats don't like coming down there. But I don't know about this guy's property. He said he had rodent problem, but he's taking care of it. But I don't want him getting up into the RV and up into the engine compartment. I had that problem on my Pleasureway. They got up inside the engine compartment and chewed through wiring that had to be repaired because some of the safety systems went out. I got a bunch of warning lights on the dashboard. So I just don't want that happening here if possible. Anyway, I got to think through it. Maybe you guys, I'll show it to you guys, and you guys can also help me make a decision about that. We'll see. Oh, I had a great viewer question about what's it like to be sleeping in the bedroom back there with two people, and if someone has to go to the restroom. So let me show you that really quickly. Okay, so I'm here at the bedroom in the back, the permanent bedroom in the back, and the bathroom's right here. And so my recommendation for you is whoever needs to go to the bathroom more often at night sleeps in this position, and then the other person, if there's two of you, sleep near the back. So in my case, my partner sleeps here and I sleep in the back. And what that means is me, when I'm sleeping in the back, if I have to go to the restroom in the middle of the night, I am climbing over my partner, because I'm over here. So he's here. So I have to do this and try very hard not to wake him up. And then there's a little bit of a drop. You've got to be pretty nimble and acrobatic and gymnastic in order to do that. So it's just one of the deficiencies of this particular layout. It doesn't bother me so much, but maybe as I get older, if I, you know, just am less limber, it might become a problem. It's not a problem right now. When he gets up in the middle of the night, then it's no problem. He gets up and then I get up basically and just kind of wait like you do in an airliner for the bathroom to be free, and then I go in. But that does involve me climbing over him to get back into my side of the bed. But that's not the worst thing in the world, because he's usually up when I'm climbing back over him. But it is a problem when he's asleep and I have to go to the bathroom, because I could potentially wake him up. So I'm willing to live with it, just because the advantages of having a permanent bed in the back, it greatly outweighs this disadvantage. So that's my thinking, and that's how we handle getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So the question is, does it bother me not having a sink in my bathroom? And the answer is yes. It does still bother me. I haven't gotten used to not having a sink in my bathroom. I have to spit. I have to, like, when I brush my teeth, I have to either spit in the sink, and I'm so particular about it that I actually remove this thing, because when you spit in and this thing's in there, it gets all gross. So I spit that in, and I spit directly down into the drain, because I don't like having it in there, or I spit in the toilet. But yeah. I'd rather have a sink in my bathroom. I don't know why. I can't get used to it. I mean, maybe one day I'll get used to it. And I did not like this sink on my Pleasureway Sin. I thought it was cheap and plasticky, but it was a sink nonetheless. I'll tell you when it's really gross. When you're parked and you're not level and the water doesn't go down the drain. That for me is when it's just really gross, because then the wastewater is like all collected in a corner and you have to look at that, and I can't. I just can't do it. And so I end up, first of all, the sink has to be empty and clean. There can't be dishes in there. So I have to end up just, this is gross, but I have to just end up like scooping the water into the drain, because I just can't look at that dirty water that you just expelled from your mouth in the sink. Usually half the time I'll just use the toilet, and I don't know which one's grosser. I have to like stick my head down into the toilet to, like, you know, get rid of wastewater in my mouth, or I have to deal with, like, for me, like, just cleaning out the sink. But that's just me. I mean, for other people that may not bother you, but yeah, I haven't gotten used to it, and I haven't found something that allows me to be okay with it. Just being honest. I've got a big mess here at the sink with water that's splashed all around that I have to deal with. I mean, I'd probably deal with it if we were in the bathroom too, but I don't know, for some reason it just is more acceptable in the bathroom than in the kitchen. It's not a big deal. I just wipe it down, but these are first world problems, I know. Well, it is departure time, so we're going to head back. Made the decision we're going to head back to the Bay Area before this big Pineapple Express hits later on this evening. And why don't you go along with me as I go through my checklist and just make sure everything is ready for departure. So let's go check it out. All right, so here we are. The first thing I like to do is just make sure we have everything stowed away, and all the positive locks like this are latched, and all the drawers down here. I sometimes forgot to push these incorrectly, and then I take my first turn and these go flying open. So just make sure. I like being able to see these, by the way. Some RVs hide these, and you don't know if you're actually locked or not. So I like being able to tell immediately that they're locked. And we'll go back here and just make sure these are locked. That's locked. We don't have anything that's going to fly out anywhere. That looks good. The pantry is locked here. Let's go ahead and secure the extra lock back here. See that? Just because I know I'm on mountain road, so I'm going to push that in. That's an extra pin lock there. Back looks pretty good. All the cabinets here, those look good. And then refrigerator. I have this, I didn't use my refrigerator this trip, so I just have it on like that so that it's airing out, but it's, for traveling, I should probably go ahead and do that so that it's positively locked. All right, and then the next thing we're gonna check is our control panels. It's okay to travel with your gas. We'll leave that on, but I like to personally shut the water pump off. So we're gonna do that. It's just a safety. If something happens and a line bursts or something, you don't want the panic of water spraying out all inside the cab. So I shut it off just as a precaution. You don't have to. I've traveled long distances with it on. All right, next. Let's go here. We've got to go and get the electrical. So we've been plugged into just a regular outlet here, powering the van while we're here. I normally don't like to power I don't like to use shore power, but in this particular case, because we've got the Truma Combi, which heats the van off of electricity only, and I don't have to use propane, that's a good thing. All right, so this is our electricity. You can see we're on here. I shut off inside all of the power hungry stuff, so there's not really any power being used right now. So I'm just going to do this. You unscrew this. And then this is a twist, so you just twist and pull. And then this is good. So we're good there. And now I come back over here and I'm going to disconnect from, has a little adapter. It comes, Panoramic's nice enough to give you the actual adapter, see on the end. Normally it's a 30 amp connector on the end. That's looks like this. And then you just put this little adapter on, which is a regular household adapter, and plug it in. So we've got all that taken. We're going to put that in the back of the van. And then we'll be ready to go. It goes in its little storage cubby over here. Oops, I gotta do something with that. That's the electric. So we just put it back in here in this cubby down here. So where's my water hose? The water hose is up above, okay. And you know, it's a good idea to make sure these are locked as well. Oh, someone asked, what's down here? This is where all of your battery and inverter and all that stuff is. So if you pull it, you can see there's the big inverter. This is the inverter here, and the batteries are just forward of that. And this is your master disconnect switch here for the lithium batteries. And so in cold weather, if the batteries inside, if you're below freezing, then you want to switch this to off, and that will prevent the alternator and the solar panels from damaging the lithium batteries, which do not like to be charged when they're cold. They can be discharged just fine, but they don't like to be charged. So I believe this just connects all the charging. It doesn't disconnect. If you want to disconnect the discharging, that's a separate, you know, you go up inside by the sliding door, and that's a separate control over there to disconnect the battery for discharge. Okay, so we got that done. And now you see we got the hoods open on the cars. We're just gonna go close our hood here. And we do this again because when I know I'm in an area that's prone to have rodents, like anytime we're in mountains or woods or stuff like that, and there's a building, then I like to just keep the hood open, and it keeps the rodents out. So at least that has been my experience. All right, there we go. So she's ready for departure. We'll just go in and say our goodbyes and say goodbye to Morning Canyon, and then hit the road. Along the way, I'm going to tell you guys what kind of mileage I'm getting going home. All right. Okay, we have said our goodbyes, and we are ready for departure. So I'm just going to put the destination in the navigation system, and we should be good. Hold on. All right, 2 hours and 30 minutes, it looks like. All right, we'll take it, I guess. A bunch of logs laying out here. Boy, they're gonna have a lot of firewood. Some of these were taken down by the power company, PG&E. It's part of their cleanup. Okay, so a viewer asked what is my average miles per gallon, and so for this trip I came from the Bay Area to up in the Sierra foothills, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive, maybe 3 hour drive, most of it freeway, and I got 16.6 miles per gallon. Now keep in mind though, that's coming up to about 2,000 feet in the Sierra foothills. So I'll do another check-in midway back after we've come down back into the valley and on the highways, and see what our average MPG is. So I'll check in with you then, and then I'll do a final one when we get home finally, so a round trip, so we'll have a complete view of what our miles per gallon for this trip was. I think it's going to be pretty good, actually. Okay, well, we're down from the Sierra foothills, but we're stuck on Highway 80 traffic, so I thought I'd show what our MPG is currently, because it's not fair. We're going to be in traffic, which means that our MPG is going to go lower, but we're at 17.2 miles per gallon, which is okay. It's pretty good. I got better when I was coming back from Sedona. I got around 18.5, so this has been creeping up. I imagine it would be in the high 17s by the time we got back to the Bay Area, but anyways, that's what it is right now. If the traffic picks back up, then I'll show you what it is at that time. Okay, folks, we just arrived home, and our average round trip miles per gallon is 17.3. And that wasn't at 60. I mean, I went 65 miles per hour as often as I could, but we had really heavy traffic, so a lot of that was in stop and go, which would have made the mileage worse. But then again, I was on long stretches of the highway because of the traffic not going 65, so I was going 60 or whatever, and I'd have higher MPG. So take it as you will. I guess real world, heading up to the foothills of the Sierras and then back again, total of 260 miles. I got 17.3 miles per gallon. All right, now we're gonna head home and unpack.